Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's up? It's your man Melvin Taylor Jr., a.k.a. Melvin Taylor II, on the radio, WHCR 90.3 FM, New York, the voice of Harlem. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, man. So glad to be back here with y'all on this show today. We done had a lot happen since last week, man. We done had a lot happen in the past, 2 days even. The past 2 days in themselves has been, extremely, extremely crazy. I can't even... Oh boy, it's just been heavy nonetheless, man. I don't even know where to start with things. So I guess we can or at least to begin the show, the first thing that I really want to say is I want to send my condolences over to XXXTENTACION's family and friends, as well as Jimmy Wapo, his family and friends as well, man. Two hip hop artists today who unfortunately were taken from us way, way too soon, man. We got these kids that are in their 20s basically just being, it kind of, I don't want to say it feels like Tupac and Biggie because I wasn't even I wasn't even knowledgeable enough at that point in time to know, but it just felt like really weird when it kind of went down today, just to be like, man, is this what it, clearly if it was like Tupac and Biggie at that point in time were on the status of a Drake, a Cole, a Nas, a Hove type thing, so it reverberated a lot farther than what these two have so far, but nonetheless, just to still be like, man, these young men are gone out here. Not excusing a lot of stuff that, people did, especially XXX. He definitely had some troubles in his life that man had some problems that needed to be figured out, which if you've been following his path the past few months, he has been working towards or had been working towards figuring those things out and just trying to recentering himself and trying to really find his purpose and what he was here for. But man, it's just really sad that even happened today. But we, of course, got to start the show off just to make sure that we pay respects to those who are no longer here with us. But nonetheless, man, we still got an exciting show. We got a lot of things that we're going to talk about. If y'all saw some of the promo, we got Khennedy and my man Rio Flows on the program with us today. And right now, Khennedy she's on the way. She'll be here relatively soon. But I do got my man Rio in here.
In this. You hear me?
How you doing? I hear you perfectly. How you doing, man? You good?
I'm pretty good, man. Appreciate you letting me come out here, man. I got no problem. It was in a 15-minute drive, so.
Oh, perfect,
Gucci.
man.
Like
perfect.
I told you, it was a blessing finding a parking because I live in a house, so I have a parking lot.
Yeah.
And man, bless my soul not having to find a parking around my spot because it's rough.
I was gonna ask. I'm glad that you said that because just living in New York in general,
yeah,
I sometimes forget that people out here have houses. So I'm like, oh, when you said, oh yeah, I got parking at home,
right.
I was like, what, you got building parking? He was like, I got a house. I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
I'm very fortunate to have the house I have. Shouts out to my parents for that. Grew up very well, and I've been living in that house. I'm about to be 27 on the 30th of this month.
Woo woo.
Well, woo woo. I've been living there since I was about, I think, 11 or so. So I've been in the house for a long time, same hood, But I've been moving around in the same area, really. I haven't, the same pocket of the Bronx, northwestern part by Manhattan College. So
okay,
I've been there for a long time. I love my area, so
most definitely. So shout out to the BX since you definitely put that out there one time. Speaking of the BX, we're gonna get into it a little bit later into the program, but we got to talk some Deeces and Mero as well, because you got two Bronx natives that are making all y'all proud right now.
Absolutely.
Moving over from Vice Land to Showtime, so we could definitely gonna get into that because I got the Brand is Strong shirt on
definitely
today, man. But we got some more music queued up for y'all right now. Remember, don't go anywhere. This is The Alternative with Melvin Taylor. I keep it locked right here on WHCR 90.3 FM, New York.
You know what it is, man. It's your boy Saha the Prince, good music partner, and you are now listening to The Alternative.
I like that. Janelle Monáe. Speaking of which, that album, if you ain't heard it, was amazing. She also has a 50-minute movie that you can find on YouTube to go with it as well, man. Please go and check that out if you get the chance. It's a dope album. That song, I Like That, is awesome as well. Tessa Thompson is some of the video. So what more do I need to say aside from Janelle Monáe and Tessa Thompson for you to get it for you to go and check it out? I can't even speak because I'm so excited talking about it. It's your man Melvin Taylor. We're back on the radio, 90.3 FM New York. Got my man Rio up in here with me, man.
Yeah.
Rio, man, how you doing today, bro?
I'm doing amazing, man. Every day gets better with time.
Yeah.
Just living out here. That's all.
I feel that.
BX stand up.
So tell me, Man, what do I want to tell you? Know what? Let's hop into it. We'll see when Kennedy gets here. We can go back into it some more.
Yeah,
but for
for
right
sure.
now, I want to talk to you about just the whole, like, how did you find out about the XXXTentacion news?
Yeah, so actually, I don't know if my boy's listening right now. My boy Scott is so funny. I was driving home from work today, and he texted me. He's like, "Yo, did you hear about this XXX guy getting murdered?" And I was like, "What?" Like, and I was like, "Damn, I mean, that's real messed up. I hope it's not true, but what a way to find out, you know, like information just travels so fast nowadays.
Yeah.
For me to get a text message about that right away. And this was in the height like it happened years ago. It happened today, but this was in the height of people speculating if he was murdered or dead because nobody actually knew at the time. So I don't know when the official word came out, but all I know is I went into another group chat on my Instagram, and somebody posted a video. Somebody had a close-up video, and they were like, "Yeah, he's dead. He got shot and stabbed."
And I didn't hear about
Apparently, this is what I know. Allegedly, he got shot and stabbed. Either way, worse. But
yeah.
This just so much negativity. I just try to stray away from. You know, I don't even like watching the videos, but I was like interested.
Agreed.
And as morose and gruesome as it wasn't as bad as people might have thought. Like you see him there like lifeless, but man, just to see that, and I'm not gonna lie to you, I wasn't really a fan of his music and stuff, but by no means should he have been gone, especially that way. You know?
I agree with you because I wasn't that big of a fan. Like I'm not gonna front, I'm not that big of a fan of his music either. Then a lot of the antics that went on with it, like a lot of the violence that he portrayed towards women, and towards people of different sexual orientations.
And we got to talk about these things too. You know? What I'm saying?
Agree. And it's like we can say in one hand, man, he shouldn't have gone out like this.
Yep.
He was only 20. And he looked like he was turning around and being on the right path. And on the other side, it's also like it's unfortunate that the way in which we're going to remember him is through all of that. Because, again, he's only 20.
Yeah,
and he didn't have enough time to flip it around, you know?
In the midst of this, I had been reading, you know, because I listened to The Breakfast Club a lot. And they were talking about, you know, he was in the midst of, you know, allegations of beating on his girlfriend who was pregnant and him going to court and whatnot, but him actually being able to go on, you know, the judge letting him go on tour, you know, because that's how rappers make their money.
Right.
And, you know, letting him work, but he was in the middle of a court case. So, you know, it just sucks that there's just so much, like, backdraft coming up from this. And, you know, rest in peace to him. Just like you said, he didn't get a chance to turn it around. I don't know the type of person he could have been in 10 years, you know? So that really sucks. And also Jimmy Wapo, as you was talking about before, right?
Yeah, man, it's crazy. I normally like go right after work, go home, take me a nap so that way I can pop up and get here in time. And
feel that.
Right as I'm about to do that, then I check IG just one last time just see if I miss anything, and then I see about Jimmy being shot in Pittsburgh and dying. And I was like, what is going on today?
A couple of things been going on in Pittsburgh too. Apparently, no death, but Lil Uzi Vert apparently had stepped to Rich the Kid.
You know, I did kind of see that.
Yeah.
I did kind of see that, and Uzi, I wasn't expecting that either because when I saw the video, it looked like Uzi was there to be like, no, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So what you trying to do?
You know what's crazy though is that I just found out Rich the Kid just got robbed and like beat really badly.
Really?
Yeah, they were talking about that this morning. Like I said, I use my podcast a lot, so that's why I be keeping up on news. Breakfast Club, like I said, but yeah, he got beat up really badly, and people were like, you know, people with these speculations nowadays, talking about Tory Bricks had set him up with that, and it's like, why would Tory Bricks? She got way more money. She don't need it.
Yeah, there's no point in her even doing anything like that. But man, that's wild. Just to hop back to the XXX news, man. I didn't hear about it until right when I was getting off, and I got a group chat from a bunch of my radio guys. Shout out to D and Davis back there in Chicago, and we just kind of got this radio chat. We always talk about news and whatnot that's going on, and we had all been like talking about the whole 6ix9ine Chief Keef thing that was going on, and we were just like we were just kind of coming off of talking about that, and then also talking about some of Drake, and then somebody had posted in the chat that was like, "Yo, XX just got shot." And I was like, oh, okay, hold on, let me hop on Twitter because that's where I go and get all my news. And I checked on there,
Yeah.
and it was like, like as soon as I wake up, first thing I check Twitter. I'll be like, all right, what did I miss last night?
So
What wild
true.
thing did Donald Trump say?
And it conveniently gets you the information you kind of look for. Like, not that you look for, but like it's like, here's what you missed.
Yeah,
And like it
yeah.
knows
Now that they do that, I was like,
Yeah.
yo, this is kind of okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay, we see what's going on here, type thing. But nonetheless, I had checked, and it was like 8 minutes ago. It was like rapper XXXTENTACION had been shot, and I was like, oh, like this is sad. I had responded in the group, and then I looked right as like the train was coming up, and I was just looking through, being like, okay, like did he make it to the hospital? Like, is it not that serious? And then somebody was like, oh no, he dead. I was like, what?
And in
What do you-
Miami, that's he's
what do
from
you-
Florida too.
Right, because he was back in his like hometown area,
Right.
and I was like,
He was
no,
shopping for
there's-
motorcycles.
Yeah, I was like, there's no way. And then as I kept scrolling, I saw more people be like, oh no, like oh my goodness. And then I saw people like, there's a video going on. Immediately, I was like, please, nobody put that video on my timeline.
Yeah, it seemed
You'll
like he
be
was
removed with the
dolo though.
quickness.
He was
That's
dolo.
what, you know what? That's what kind of confused me, at least to say that. Well, here's my thing behind it. If I'm up, or at least this is my thinking on it. You can tell me if you think the same way, if you
Okay.
think differently. At that point in my career, and I know I kind of got some controversy around me. At all points in time, I kind of understand every once in a while I may need to go somewhere by myself, but at least somebody needs to know where I'm at. For him to have everything surrounding him, if you get what I'm saying, the way in which it was, you would expect for somebody to kind of be with him at all times. You know, again, not saying that you would expect for anything like this to happen, but in the sense to be like, yo, I'm in this life, I got to be prepared for it, type of thing, you know? And that's what threw me off when I was like, yo, he was by himself.
Yeah.
And like nobody was nearby. Nobody was in another car behind
There's
him.
just a bunch of
you know?
civilians and bystanders coming up, taking pictures, videos, very intrusive, invasive. It's a little weird because you know, we usually have the news to give us that info, but like I said, everything's so streamlined nowadays.
Yeah.
Anybody could just pick up their phone and just start recording stuff. And now, like you said, you get your news from Twitter. You don't even got to go to CNN or Fox or none of
No.
that stuff. You just
No.
go on Twitter and you find the craziest videos about the newest information that pops up.
No, 100%. That's like, man, just looking through and seeing, like, I'm waiting for like an official like news outlet
Right.
to say what's
Autopsy
going
or
on.
whatever,
Right,
yeah.
but due to how many people are just like so on it at that point in time, I'm basically like groupthink type getting my information to say, yo, this might be real. And then as soon as I saw, oh, there's a video going around with a body, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
No.
And then, you know, I think his situation, and I don't know what led to this, but you was talking about 6ix9ine and kind of segueing a little bit in here.
Mhm.
I think there's a really big issue with you know, internet trolling and fame and clout chasing that is
Let's
putting
talk about
people, it's putting people in really bad positions. And listen, man, I'm no tough guy. I'm not gonna do none of that. I grew up by the hood. I know people from the hood. I don't act like I'm in the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I don't know what goes on in his area in Brooklyn, whatever's going on, and I don't want to get deep into that. But I think that for his own health benefits, like he should really think hard about what he's doing because
I agree.
messing with cats in Chicago. You saw that video of him saying he was on O Block.
agree.
You saw how
Listen,
scared
man,
he looked.
listen,
You saw how
listen,
scared he looked. He
listen.
wasn't even there.
First off, yo, me and all the homies was talking about this in the group chat to be like, number one,
my God.
as soon as you turn on the video, before we even get to the video,
Right.
let's go back and first see when the picture of him like getting into the car riding around Chicago, and we all like, bro, we know what cop license plates look like. You got a cop car following you. Like we all, that's
Yo,
like
I heard about that.
one of the few things that you learn. Let me not say few. You learn a lot out there, but
Right,
one
right.
thing that you definitely learn is to be able to identify the people when they coming. And I was like, okay, you got a cop car following you. And then even before then, some artists out in Chicago that I know, just from having different conversations with them and following them, they all did a deep dive and were kind of like, oh, if you look into who he signed to,
Yep. I learned all
he
this too.
signed
Yep.
to the mayor's brother. So
Yep.
there's no way that the mayor is going to let his brother's investment come to the city and have an issue. And then that thought took me to the whole hip-hop police conversation.
Right.
Like, oh, are you kind of doing these things just to kind of get people out the way, in a sense? Is that what's
Right.
going on? And now if you fast forward back to him being on O Block, man, you certainly hiding all your colorful hair that you got over there, homie. And then at the same,
he's like, yo, it's 10 o'clock. Where y'all at?
Right.
Birds
chirping.
He said,
birds chirping.
He said, I should call this no block.
Right. I remember.
He looked like, terrified though. If you look at him, he looked terrified.
Like at the end when he was kind of like trying to get back to the car, I was like, yo, my man looked like he saw somebody.
And there was live feed videos of other people be like, yo, where he at?
Right. It's like, yo, we out here. Yeah, where you? It's 10. It's where you? You was out here at 5 a.m. because the birds was chirping. And that was, what was so funny is that, again, Twitter and just people in general on social media with their investigative reporting, people were like, yo, it rained in Chicago from this time to this time. Yeah. So, and it wasn't even wet on the ground when he got there. So that means that you had to have recorded this video so much sooner. And I was like, yo, this is so wild.
Because he literally could have gotten a van, popped up at a random hour, took that video, hopped out. That's all he could have done. He'd be like, yo, I went to Chicago. Y'all wasn't there.
I was on O Block, bro.
Right.
Y'all wasn't there.
And Lil Reese actually commented under that video. He said, yeah, he wasn't there. Like, I don't know.
And just from everything that I know back at home, let's just say Lil Reese and Chief Keef ain't people that you want to mess with. So that's when you speaking earlier about, man, he just kind of want to watch. He might just want to watch himself. I'm like, I know he got people that's watching over him and that's protecting him, but I agree with you to say, hey, man, a lot of this is it's kind of funny, ha ha, he, because 50 Cent do it all the time, but we also know what happened.
It's a different type of troll too, though. It's a different type of troll, and he's no 50 Cent. 50 Cent is a different type of. He's a whole nother beast.
Yeah.
Along with his entire history, from the 9 shots to the Ja Rule beef. Ja Rule beef was real. People bodies was flying. You know what I'm saying? This is not that time.
Yes, that's one of the reasons why whenever people scream for 50 and in the game. To like make amends. I know that like last year sometime they did kind of like speak on it to be like, okay, we can be cordial type of thing. But for the longest, people were like, oh, how come they haven't fixed it, or how come they haven't made up yet? And it was like, well, because somebody like actually died over everything that was going on. I can understand.
Even Eminem rapped about that on Toy Soldiers. He was like, the 50 beef was getting too much, and I mean, Eminem was in the middle of that too. He was part of that camp. You know what I'm saying? It's like. And 50 built that empire. 50 Cent is an entrepreneur. He has way more business acumen than I would imagine at this point. Yeah, he does that trolling not only for that's part of his brand too. People know that it's part of his band, but he's too smart to do something stupid, if that makes sense. Even though he does stupid
stuff. I agree. 50 was like 50 will take it to a point to be like, all right, I know where I can take it to, right. And it won't get that serious. Whereas with this 6ix9ine kid, I'm like, man,
his mind is running ahead of his mind is running ahead of his body. He's thinking too far ahead, and he don't think of the consequences. His body's gonna fall flat right where his mind is.
Man, I don't wish nothing on nobody.
Exactly,
I'm just like, brother,
for real,
please,
exactly,
please slow it. Because now I'm at that point again where I'm like, where I look at kind of like similar to what XXXTENTACION, where I'm like, okay, you have a platform now,
right?
People are now tuning in to see you.
Yeah.
So maybe if you just tone down some of that stuff and then just play up some of the other things you're doing and just come around, people gonna mess with you, bro.
Yeah, sometimes cats do that, just to get the buzz, and I get it. We all hungry. We trying to get the attention out here, but there's a certain way to go about it. And the one thing I harp on, especially for my career, is longevity. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I look at the Nas's, I look at the J's, I look at even the Ludacris is a bunch of people that I look up to, man.
Ludacris getting checks.
Listen, bro, don't get me hyped. Don't get me hyped. He gets checks everywhere.
Hold on, before you even Fast and Furious, he's still putting out music, because that last album that he did was pretty. Let me not even say kind of nice. That last album was nice, and he got bars.
He's
on that
an
album.
under the radar goat.
And he's hosting shows on MTV as well, and they using his music on the shows.
Bro, one of the greatest role models, one of the greatest hip hop role models of all time. Amazing guy.
I just need him to free 2 Chainz out that deal. But anyway, like you were saying, people that are reinventing themselves are doing a lot better.
Yeah. But like I said, longevity. And longevity does not come with clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna remember. We live in an age now where people are gonna laugh for 15 seconds and they're not gonna remember nothing else. Do you want to last in this game, or are you here for a good time, or are you here for a long time? I'm here. I want to be here for both, but I want to be here for a long time.
I just had to go right into the.
Nah, go ahead, man.
So Rio, now that we can kind of get a sense of who you are from just you talking to us, tell us what inspired you to be an artist. So why are you an artist? What got you into it? And let's just kind of take the conversation from there.
All right, cool, man. So Yeah, growing up, I was always, to be quite honest, I was always just like a creative kid. I was always adventurous, whether it came to on the playground or with a crayon in my hand. And I used to love drawing a lot. I drew Pokemon a lot and, just sketching things like that. But then I came into writing poetry towards my early teen years, preteen years and whatnot. And fast forward going to college, 2011, I graduated from Purchase College in 2014. So in 2011, when I dormed, the first rap I ever wrote to a beat was In the Morning by J. Cole and Drake. And I still got that paper.
Hey, there you go.
Still got that paper. And so when I wrote to that, I did I did what people think rappers do all the time, which I actually did. I recorded on my BlackBerry. I went around campus and I started showing my friends.
I see you.
I did it, yeah. and I was getting good feedback. And I don't know what got into me. I was like, yo, I might have something with this. You know what I'm saying? I always loved hip hop. My mom was just talking about yesterday when I was a kid.
Now hold on, before you go further.
Yeah.
Were your friends supportive in a sense to be like, oh, okay, yeah, cool, you rap, or was it like, no, we really like?
It was like an in between thing because I wasn't getting clowned,
right?
But like I knew I had something,
Yeah.
but I'm honestly it's kind of counteractive to say, but I'm the humble type, so I didn't be like, yeah, I got the hottest stuff.
He was like, I got.
But I was getting good feedback.
I'm kind of feeling this.
Yeah,
Let me know what you think, type of thing.
Yeah, I was getting good feedback on it, and I just kept wanting to continue, and I'm like, I might have something.
Right.
And I was blessed because I went to Mercy College prior to that. I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I took a semester off, and then Gucci.
Yo, you go ahead. You go.
I took a semester off, and I then went to Purchase College where my best friend went, who eventually went to the Navy. But I met a lot of people.
Go ahead.
You good, bro?
You good? No. You can definitely keep talking. I just gotta get him this key so he can go get Ken.
Copy. So I met a bunch of people that are like really well learned in music, production, videography, photography, and stuff. Got connections, link, boom, boom. And, my networking skills was getting up there. So I started performing on campus, doing little music here and there. Shout out to my boy Mika and Nine Lights, two of my core bros. Done so much work with them. But anyways, going back to your main question without going on a tangent, I have a really big passion. A ravenous passion. I like that word, ravenous.
Ravenous.
Ravenous
I feel like it's always one of them words. You got the dictionary app where it pop up.
You know what? I know what it meant, but I heard it recently and I looked it up because I have a Webster dictionary app. I always look words up, and it was just like this is so descriptive of how I feel.
Yeah.
But I had a ravenous passion about just expressing myself. I love expressing myself through words.
Yeah.
I've been told, and I kind of know I'm very good at writing and typing. Like my mom always asked me to proofread, and my friends even, they just like hearing me talk and rap, and I appreciate that, the fact that they give me and lend me their time to hear what I have to say.
Right.
I get asked a lot of opinions, and I'm very descriptive, and sometimes I get a little too eloquent with how I say things, so I got.
So you turn into T.I. is what you're saying?
Yeah. I start getting crazy with the, with the hat to the side, the defying of gravity.
Right.
But not like on some real stuff. I think that the fact that me and you can communicate like this and utilize these sounds coming out, it interests me so much, and it intrigues me, and that's what I love. Hip hop, so it's just like the perfect marriage, and it brought me to for 6 years I've been recording, and I've been getting a lot better. I got a fan base, as I mentioned to you, which I'll talk about later. I got a show on Thursday, and I just enjoy it, man. I write all the time, and I love like reciting my lyrics to myself and just thinking of different ways, like double entendres and similes and metaphors I could think of, whether it's a pop culture reference or something from like the 90s or in the 80s. I just love it so much.
Okay.
All
right, well,
my mind is like a roller coaster with words.
Yeah. Well, I want to get more into that right after this next break. We're going to play a little bit of music. And then Kennedy just got here as well, so we're going to play some of her music, and then we're going to roll into both of y'all being here, and y'all going to tell us some more about yourselves. All right? Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is The Alternative with Melvin Taylor. Don't go anywhere. We got some Kennedy coming up right now, and this one is called Cali Love. Keep it locked right here on The Alternative. Let's go.
You know what it is, man? It's your boy Saha the Prince, good music partner, and you are now listening to The Alternative.
That right there, ladies and gentlemen, was February 3rd by Georgia Smith. I have not made it over to that project just yet. I'm still kind of sad about that because I definitely got to get over into it. And I got a couple projects. I still got to hit the J-Rock project. I still gotta hit the. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I still ain't hit the Nas project yet. I'm kind of taking my time with that just because of some of that Khalid stuff that came out.
Take
but
your time, take your
also,
time.
J and B just dropped the album too, so I was just like, I mean, everybody else is gonna have to wait a minute. It is what it is. But man, ladies and gentlemen, this your man Melvin Taylor Jr. back one more time on the radio with y'all, and we got Rio Flows here, and now we have Kennedy in the building as well. Kennedy, how are you doing today?
I am doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Hold on one second. Let me see. Which mic are you on right now? Are you on mic number 2?
Yeah, she is.
Let me turn. Oh, okay.
I guess.
Oh, there we go. Now we got you. Now we got you there. Good to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate this.
No problem.
Thank you.
I'm glad that you're here. Your music is dope.
Thank you.
Just want to let you know that off GP. I'm not somebody that's like, yeah, your music cute. Just come on the show type thing. No, we ain't doing that. Your music is very good. Here's the question that I got for you, just to kind of kick things off. On your IG, there's a picture of you at Rolling Loud.
Oh yeah.
And you lost your voice.
Oh.
When you finally found Omen.
Yes.
Now, has there been any luck in terms of getting back in touch with any of them since then?
I haven't heard from him personally, but I reached out to his company.
Okay.
I think the company is like a label. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah.
And I sent them a message like, can I just borrow a few minutes of your time? And if you guys can just listen to the song and then pass it on to Omen. And they were like, oh yeah, Dev, send us the link. And I sent them the link, and now it's just a matter of waiting on feedback.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
So for y'all that don't know, do you want to tell the story for the folks out there at home, so
Sure.
that way they go on your IG and check later? Please go right on ahead.
Sure. So yeah. Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at Kennedy KHENNEDY _ But yeah, so I went down to Miami for Rolling Loud, and I made it a goal for myself to either meet J. Cole or someone from his team. And that was like what I did for like the whole 2 days, me and my friend. And so it finally came time for Omen's set, and it wasn't really a lot of people around his set because everybody was focused on the main stage.
Right.
So after it was over, yeah. And so first of all, story on how I lost my voice. I lost my voice because I was going crazy when J. Cole came on the first night. So whatever, fast forward. Omen comes off the stage, and me and my friend are now trying to figure out how we gonna get behind the gates.
Right, like what we about to do?
So the dude's standing at the gate, and he's like, nah, I can't let you in, And then there's a black guy who was standing like by the gate, and I was like, please, I need to speak to Omen. And then he was like, let me see what I can do. And then we seen Omen like standing by the trailer, and my friend was like, yo, Omen, come here, Omen.
Yo.
So he was looking.
He's like, who is calling my?
Yeah.
What do these girls want?
He came out the gates, and we just started chopping it up, and he was mad cool. He was so nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, I wanted to rap for you or somebody from the team or Cole if I even had the chance to. I said, but I lost my voice. I was like, but I said, y'all could spit right now if you want me to. I'll do it.
Right, like I don't. What you need?
Yeah, I'll do it with a messed up voice. And he was just like, nah, I don't want you to like, further damage your voice. He was like, just give me your information, tell me your name, and I'll check you out. And I was like, all right, cool.
Bad.
And that was that. And my friend was just snapping pictures of us talking.
There you go. Hey, that's what your friend's supposed to do in that situation.
Yeah. Right. Shout out to Tico.
Shout out to Tico for that one, man. That's most definitely lit. So Kennedy, can you tell us real